Hey there, my savvy buyers and sellers. This is Jeff O'Leary, the Village Guru, and in today's video, we're gonna go over 8 things that buyers might not know about buying a new home in Florida. If you're looking for a home in Florida, especially on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Manatee County, or the surrounding area, you're not gonna wanna miss this video. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So you're thinking of moving to Florida and you're thinking of buying a new home. Why wouldn't you? Nobody's ever lived there. You get to pick your own design. It can be a really exciting time. However, when people are looking to buy a new home in Florida and they've never been through the process before, especially if they're from out of state, a lot of times they might find that they're surprised at some of the things that they never knew or found out while searching online. So in this video, we're gonna go over 8 common surprises that home buyers face when buying a new home in Florida. Now, keep in mind that every builder is different. However, these are some of the most common surprises that buyers come up with when looking at houses in Florida. Now, having said that, let's get right into the video. All right, so surprise number 1 is that the price is not always what it may seem. If you've been searching for homes on the Gulf Coast of Florida, you might find that there's a lot of great brand new homes for sale and for a great price. In fact, if you've done a lot of searching, it might even seem like these brand new houses are actually cheaper than the resale homes. So you might be asking yourself, what's the deal with this? Well, that's a good question. See, what a lot of buyers don't realize is they do their searching online and then they come here to the Gulf Coast of Florida. They go into a sales center only to find out that the price is actually not what's being advertised online. Normally what you see online is the base price, and that doesn't include the lot that the home goes on or structural or design options. In most cases, if you want your home to look like the model home that you just looked at, it's not uncommon to add 15 to 25% to the base price in order to get that home. Now, the only exception to this rule is if you see a move-in ready or inventory home, and in that case, the builder has already selected the finishes for the home, calculated all the additional costs, and they're able to provide the price that's the move-in ready price. In that case, if you're seeing that, then that is most likely the price that you're gonna pay. Surprise number 2, the upfront cash you need to purchase a new construction home in Florida is usually much higher than it is to buy a resale home. Unlike a resale home, where it's common to put down 3, 4, 5% for an earnest money deposit and then come up with the rest of the money on closing, for brand new construction, a lot of times builders are requiring a much larger deposit up front upon signing the contract. For many of these builders, it can be anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30% of the purchase price. Now that deposit will usually cover the cost of the lot, the base price of the home, plus any structural upgrades that you chose. In addition, if you have the option to go to a design center to pick out the finishes for the home, which is really fun by the way, most likely you're gonna have to provide an additional deposit for those upgrades. Now it's important to note that every builder is different, so it's really important to ask ahead of time what their deposit structure is and how flexible they are on their timelines for receiving that money. You might have bought a resale house in the past that say was $500,000, and when you signed the contract, you gave a deposit of $25,000. So it'd be a big surprise if the builder's asking for $100,000 or even $150,000 up front. Be prepared ahead of time. That way you're ready to go and you can get the house you want. Surprise number 3 is that in most cases, the home does not come with the pool that you see in the model. I know, when you move to Florida, you picture yourself having that beautiful backyard with the pool where you can hang out all year long, and I don't blame you because it's a lot of fun. However, in most cases, a pool is in addition to the home, another cost that's above and beyond everything else that you're gonna pay, including structure and design options and lot. Unless the listing specifically says that that home comes with the pool, it will be in an addition. It's also important to keep in mind that some of the subdivision builders are not even installing pools, so make sure to ask the salesperson if they provide options for putting a pool in, because it's a lot easier to have it done during the construction process. So when you get your brand new home, the pool's already there. Otherwise, you'll have to make your own arrangements with a third-party pool company to do the installation afterwards. Which leads me to surprise number 4, and that is most homes in Florida don't have basements. Unlike a lot of other areas of the country, Homes in Florida don't have basements for obvious reasons. Our low elevation, the amount of rain and moisture we get. In fact, if you did find a home around here with a basement, it would probably be an indoor swimming pool within a matter of days. So you definitely don't want that. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you're in an area with basements, if you see a 2,000 square foot home, it's not uncommon to have another 12, 1,500 square feet of unfinished basement space that you can finish, which effectively makes your home a lot bigger. So when you're looking at a brand new home in Florida, keep in mind that the square footage is exactly what it is, and that you need to keep in mind, especially on storage, because you won't have a basement to throw all your stuff in. So make sure to check the closets, the garage, and make sure it has enough room for your lifestyle needs. Which leads me to surprise number 5, and that is there's conditions attached to incentives that a builder may give you. When purchasing a new home in Florida, from time to time, it's common to see builders giving incentives to home buyers. This could be anything from rate buy downs to cash back on closing to credits towards design. It could be any one of those things. However, keep in mind that most builders will have preferred lenders, or in the case of larger home builders, they'll have their own financing company. And a lot of times, in order to qualify for those incentives, you need to use the builder's preferred lender and title company. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether it's a better idea to use the builder's lender and title company versus you finding your own mortgage and finding your own title company to handle the closing. But what I will say is some buyers in some cases prefer to have their own representation and handle that on their own. You need to look at your personal situation and decide what's best for you. I just want you to keep in mind that if you go that route, you might not qualify for the incentives that you saw online. When building your new home, especially with one of the bigger subdivision builders, many buyers are surprised that they can't customize it exactly the way they want. For example, you're probably not going to be able to change the size of the rooms or the layout or where the bathrooms are located or anything that's structural that's built into the floor plan of that home. Now, one big exception to this is if you're going custom, then in that case, you obviously have a lot more flexibility. It's important to ask the salesperson or your realtor upfront, what are the common structural options available with the home that you're interested in? A good rule of thumb is the more expensive the home that you're purchasing, the more options you have to customize it. All right, so surprise number 7 is building timelines can be unpredictable. Building a new home is a complicated process, and sometimes building can be delayed for a number of factors, including bad weather, material shortages, acts of God, a host of other things. In fact, when you read a new home purchase agreement, you're going to be surprised that the timeline that the builder is actually allowed to build that home in is usually a lot longer than what you were told when you went into the sales center. Unfortunately, you're going to see this with every home that you're looking to buy in new construction, and this is a risk that every buyer has to be willing to take to get that brand new home. What I'll say is be prepared for the possibility that your house could be delayed and have a backup plan just in case that happens. Which leads me to surprise number 8, and that is the home warranty might not cover everything that you thought it did. When you're buying a new home, just be aware that not everything is covered under the warranty. Be sure to read the documents on your warranty so that way you have a clear understanding of when something is covered and when something is not. Another tip that I can give you is it's not always a bad idea to have a home inspection after you've already lived in the home, but before that warranty period's over, just to make sure everything is in working shape before that warranty disappears. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed these 8 surprisers that buyers might not know about purchasing a new home in Florida. While by no means this list will cover every possible situation you might encounter when buying a new home, these are some of the more common surprises that buyers face. Looking for a home in Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Manatee County, the Gulf Coast, or the surrounding areas? Well, you know what to do. Give us a call, send us a message, and we'll have you set up right away for a home search based on your lifestyle and budget. Have a question about real estate? Don't hesitate to call or email me. I'm Jeff O'Leary, the Village Guru. Let's get you moving.